Hey, you guys. We are live, and let me get situated real quick. Okay. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this week's Midweek Motivational. I'm really, really, really excited about this one because, like, last week we did it on Wednesday, and I already knew what I wanted to talk about, like, Thursday morning of last week. So I'm really, really, really excited, and I thank you all for tuning in and watching. Those that are live, I thank you guys for taking the time out. We won't go past 30 minutes, but thank you for taking the time out to just listen to this motivational. And for everybody that tunes in later, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to listen in. As always, at the end of the video, after it's posted, I'll put the email address and also the website for you guys to visit the blog site, listen to different motivationals, and read different blogs. So we're just going to jump right in tonight. I'm going to talk to you guys about the missing piece. The missing piece. And of course, I like to start it off with something that I've been through for so long before I was rededicated back to Christ, before I rededicated my life back to Christ. I was just like, I felt like there was something that was missing in my life and I did not know what it was. And I was like, dang, like, it was literally a void. And at the time I didn't realize it was a void, but I just knew that it was something. And I was like, dang, I need something to make me feel better about who I am, to make me feel better about my life, and to make me feel better about some of the things that I had experienced in my life. So because of that, I started to experience or explore different options. I started drinking, and I started, and my goal when I was drinking wasn't just have a little sip here and there. It was like to get drunk. I wanted to black out. I wanted to throw up. I wanted to be sick. I wanted to have a hangover. Like, it was my goal because I didn't really want to think about the things that I experienced. But after the fact, after the hangover was over, after the drunkenness wore off, I was still thinking about some of the things that I had experienced. Like, it didn't really do anything for me, so I was like, okay. So on top of the drinking, because I kept drinking to try to fill this emptiness that I felt inside, I started, partying and clubbing and doing all these things that, trying to be seen, trying to be noticed by guys. I would use my boyfriends, fornication, premarital sex, whatever you want to call it, things that are not in the will of God. I would use that to try to fill these voids that I felt inside. And I was just like, I still like this guy is not doing it for me. This alcohol is not doing it for me. These parties that I'm attending, it's not doing it for me. I turned to pornography. A lot of you guys know I had a 5-year addiction to that. That did not do it for me. It just was an addiction that I could not break on my own. It was literally by the grace of God that I was able to come out of that. And in my life, all these things were just me trying to reach for something, trying to feel something that I didn't know. I didn't know what I was trying to feel, but I knew that I was trying to fill it with something, and I didn't know what to fill it with. And some of us, some of you, or somebody are the exact same way. We try so hard to fill these voids with alcohol and men and women and food and drugs and whatever else that you can get your hands on, and it's not working. And you don't realize at the time that these things that you're trying to fill these voids with become your idol, because you're actually like putting this before God. You're putting your okay, well, I think this alcohol will make me feel better. You're putting that before the power of God. You're putting the power of the alcohol before the power of God. So this alcohol becomes your idol. And some of us deal with that all the time now. Maybe not anymore, but or maybe you know some people that deals with that. There's something missing. There's something missing, and oftentimes we don't realize what it is. We don't realize what it is. We're looking and we're looking and we're looking, but we realize that we are looking in all the wrong places. In all the wrong places. And all these wrong places lead to destruction. It leads to destruction. Jesus Christ, for some reason, is oftentimes the last place that we look. And it's kind of sad because he's the only one that can actually fill this void. So I have here, since we're talking about the missing piece, I have an illustration for you guys. So I have a puzzle. I have a lot of nieces and nephews, so don't judge me. I have a puzzle. And there's a missing piece right there. This puzzle symbolizes your life or somebody's life who you know. It symbolizes that. And it seems like everything is so perfect. Everything is so perfect, but there's this void. There's something here that's missing, and you don't know why. You don't know why. So you do like I did, and you turn to candy, comfort food. We call it comfort food. I don't feel good today, so I'm going to eat some candy. I'm going to, trying to make myself feel better by indulging. So we try to put this in place of God, and we try to fill it. But you see, it doesn't fit. Even if I take, just spilled them everywhere. Even if I take one piece, it doesn't fit because it's not meant to go there. It doesn't belong there. This piece of candy, when you're feeling low and sad, and you need somebody to comfort you, and you go, oh, okay, well, I need some candy because I need some comfort food. I used to be like that too. I'm in my weight loss journey right now because I was an emotional eater, and I needed comfort, and I found comfort in this little piece of candy. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. Some of us turn to food. This is oatmeal. This is the easiest thing I could bring upstairs. Some of us turn to food, oatmeal, food. It doesn't matter what food. Emotional eating. Just like the candy. Emotionally eating. We try to put it there like, okay, this is going to make me feel better. This is going to make me feel better about myself. When in actuality, this is just giving you unwanted calories, okay? That's how you gain weight. Emotionally eating. Just eating. Just to eat. You're not hungry, but you eat. You're trying to fill it, and it doesn't fit. Now you're wondering, like, okay, like I gained all this weight, and now I still feel the same like I used to feel. Then you feel like, yeah, I'm balling. I got some money. I can go shopping. I can do whatever I want to do with this piece of paper. So you try to fill it. Put it in here. No matter how you twist it, bend it, crumple it, this will not fill this. Why? Because it doesn't belong here. Some of us turn to drugs. Don't worry, it's just grass, y'all. It's just grass. Drug-free home, okay? But some of us, we turn to drugs, okay? And we're like, you know what? I'm going to just go ahead and smoke a little something, something, roll a little something, something. It's okay. It's just an herb. God said, he's going to give us the herbs of the field. It's not an herb. It's a thistle. Look that up on your own. But that's a whole nother story. It's a thistle. It's not an herb. Don't be deceived. So you're trying to put drugs. Drugs. Any type of drugs. Any type of drugs. This is just the closest thing I could get. Grass, Any type of drug. So you're trying to put it in this puzzle. In this void. Now you find yourself in this addiction that you really aren't trying to be in. But now you feel like you have to have it every day. You feel like you have to continue on popping those pills and smoking that weed and rolling that blunt or whatever it is that you're doing. Because you're trying to fill a void with something that doesn't fit. You're trying to fill a void with something that does not fit. So now you're in an addiction. Now you done gained all kind of weight. Now you go broke. And you're still trying to wonder. Then you turn to alcohol. Like me. It's water. Alcohol-free home too. You turn to alcohol. And you try to fit it here. And you realize alcohol doesn't work. Alcohol is not fitting either. This does not make you feel better. And oftentimes, some of you drink so that you won't remember anything. Half the time you remember, and you get even more emotional when you're drunk. And you're crying. And how I know? Because I used to be that way. I would find myself crying in tears, just crying, emotional drunk. And it wasn't cute. At first I thought it was cute, but it wasn't cute. I was trying to fill this void with alcohol. Guess what? It doesn't fit. Why? Because it doesn't belong there. You're trying to fill this void with things of the world. Last but not least, oh shoot. Oh shoot. Y'all see her. Y'all see her. We try to fill this void with sex. Women, men. I couldn't find a Ken doll for you ladies. But just, imagine. Oh, well, I could find a Ken doll, but it wasn't cheap, so I went with the dollar option. So, we try to fill these voids with these things of who try to fill it. Men and women. Our marriages, our husbands, our wives, our boyfriends, our girlfriends. We try to fill these voids with these people that don't fit. And then what happens when you break up? What happens? You're trying to fill a void with things that don't belong in the puzzle, in the missing piece. In the missing piece. Like I said earlier, oftentimes, I'm gonna set her down because I'm gonna keep doing like this. Oftentimes, Jesus is the last person that we go to. Why is that? Because it's like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna try to do it all on my own. I'm gonna try to do it all by myself. And then you realize you can't do it by yourself. Because all these things that you are trying to fill the void with, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. For me, pornography, alcohol, sex. I ain't care. I didn't want to try Jesus. I knew who Jesus was, but I did not want anything to do with him at the time. I didn't want anything to do with him. And that's definitely nothing to brag about, but that's my story. I didn't want anything to do with him. And it wasn't until I was like, you know what? None of this stuff is fulfilling me. I need to figure out what it is that I need to be doing with my life. So I went to God and I was like, you know what, God? I hadn't talked to him in years. Years. I said, you know what? It wasn't no, oh, God, I love you. No, it wasn't none of that. It was like, you know what? If you want me to stop doing what I'm doing, then I'm going to need you to make me stop. Because you know, in my mind, you weren't protecting my family when I saw them getting murdered. My friends when they're dying when I'm growing up. But you're supposed to be a protector. This is how my mind was thinking. You're supposed to be a protector, but you're not protecting anybody that I know. So, since you're so powerful, this is me thinking back before I've rededicated my life back to God. Since you're so powerful, come down and make me stop. And boy, he did. My testimony is on my website if you want to go listen to it. I can't get into that right now. But he did. And it wasn't until I opened myself up. Because honestly, we don't leave God. Or God does not leave us. We leave him. So if we're feeling distant from him, what are you doing? What are you doing? We blame God on so much. What are you doing? And it's not until you open yourself up to God and stop running to alcohol and to men and women and to drugs and to candy, to comfort food, to regular food. It's not until we let that stuff go where God can actually come in. You open yourself to God and then he becomes the missing piece. He is the only way. These other things are idols. This alcohol isn't going to make me feel better. How dare I act like it will? This temporary person is not going to make me feel better. What you going to do for me? Besides leave me with some soul ties that I do not have time for. What you going to do for me? What are you going to do for me? What? What? Can you do for me what Jesus does for me? Can you die for me? No. No. Stop using these things as your idols. So many of us do. And you don't realize it. You don't realize it. Now you're wondering why things aren't going as you planned. You're wondering why things, I'm going to set this down. You're wondering why things aren't going as you planned. Why things aren't going why aren't I seeing, why isn't my life where I want it to be? Why isn't my life where I want it to be? Here's why. For one, you're trying to do it on your own. We can't keep living this life like we don't need Jesus. You know, I know he's there. I know he's there. But I'm going to just leave him in the back until I really need him. No. How dare you do that? You cannot live this life on your own, and you're trying to do too many things on your own. And until you literally realize and open yourself up to knowing that Jesus is, forgive me, Father, Jesus is the only way, the only person that can fill that void, you're going to keep feeling like that. You're not seeking God. You're seeking all this other stuff, indulgences. Why are you seeking that? This is going to comfort me. Oh, but it's really not. I gained so much weight eating all this candy and stuff like that. Now I'm working extra hard trying to get it off. The missing piece. You have not. You have not because you ask not. You don't understand because you're not asking God for understanding. I didn't understand why so many lives were taken in my life. So I blame God for it because I just thought that he was supposed to, step in and everything like that. Then I had to go to him, and he gave me revelation. Matthew chapter 7. We're almost finished. Matthew chapter 7, verse 7 through 12. It says, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives, and he who seeks finds, and to him who knocks it will be opened. Or what man is there among you who, if his son asks for bread, will give him a stone? Or if he asks for a fish, will he give him a serpent? If you, then being evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father who is in heaven give good things to those who ask him? Therefore, whatever you want men to do to you, do also to them, for this is the law and the prophet. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives, and he who seeks finds, and to him who knocks it will be opened. You don't have understanding because you're not asking. You're not spending time with God. This shouldn't be a one-time thing. It should be a lifestyle. It should be a constant communication with the Father. It should be constant, consistent. Sometimes I have to ask, I literally have to sit down and be like, Lord, help me with my consistency. Because there's some days where I'm just like, I really don't feel like it. And I know some of you guys feel the same way. I don't feel like it, but it's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice that you have to make every single day. Jesus made the ultimate sacrifice, and for you to just not even communicate with him daily because you don't feel like it is just kind of really disrespectful. He wants to be in that same place with you. He wants to be he wants to communicate with you every single day. And not just always you asking for something, but really just, kind of love you. Honoring him, showing him that you actually care. And you know what? Not always speaking either. Sometimes we have to be silent and listen. And listen. I have many of those days where I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm just going to sit and listen to you. Or you know what? I have a question. I ask him a question and I just sit in silence. I'll sit there until he answers. And if he doesn't, if I don't hear his voice, I just, oh God, you know what? You're awesome. You're awesome. I asked. I know one day I'll get the answer. Some of us are so impatient. It's not on your time. It's not on your time. So stop trying to force something. Stop turning to this as the missing piece. Stop turning to unwanted calories. Stop turning to food, drugs, women, men, and turn to him. He's the only one that can fill that void. Jesus Christ is the missing piece in your life. So turn to him and watch what happens. Watch what happens. I'm so happy I turned to him. So this week, you guys, and not just this week, I always say this week. For this coming week and the weeks to come and the years to come, because this is a walk. We're all in this together. This is a walk. You have to have a personal relationship with Christ. We're all in this together. We all have the same goal. We all have the same destination in mind. We have to be kingdom minded. So every single day, die to the flesh. Literally. It says it in the Bible. Die to yourself and pick up your cross. Yeah, you know what? I might want to go here. I might want to do this right here. But I'm not going to. Why? Because this is not my wife. This is not my husband. We have no covenant. And how am I honoring God? Die to yourself. Die to yourself. Die to your flesh every single day. Yes, you have those desires. You don't have to act out in them. The sin is not the desire that you have or the temptation that you have. The sin is actually when you act out in that desire or that temptation. Die to your flesh. Die. Die. Die every single day. Every single day. Every single day. Every single day. Die to yourself. And take up your cross and follow Christ. And watch what happens. So I thank you guys for tuning in this week. Email me beautifully.you, that's beautifully.yu @gmail.com, and I would love to talk to you guys. You know I do. So email me if you're having struggles, if you're having temptations, if you just want to talk, whatever it is, I'm available to you. Email me, because like I said, we're all in this together. Visit the website www.bebeautifulllyu.com. Visit the website. Check out all the older vlogs, written and video. Check them out. I appreciate you guys. Oh, I'm super excited. I'm working on t-shirts. Super excited, and I'm going to be a part of the Purpose Conference 2015. I'm really excited. I'm going to be a part of the panel, so I'll put all the information on my website. But thank you guys for watching. I love you guys so much, and remember that Jesus Christ is the missing piece. Stop trying to fill these voids with all these unnecessary things. Share this video with your friends, because so many people need to hear this. I love you guys, and I will see you guys next week. As always, be bold, be beautiful, and be you. I love you guys. Bye.